I actually think that's an easy question. Will the Modi government accept or reject it? Of course, they're going to reject it. It's become, politicians are populist. They'll reject it. GVL Narasimha Rao, welcome. Sanjay Jha, welcome. Meghnath Desai, welcome. Swaminathan Iyer, welcome. We're superb panel tonight. So Modi government will reject it, right? Any doubt about it, Mr. Rao? Are you rejecting it?
No, I think it's too premature to
Why?
say whether.
What's premature about it? You used to go to town and criticize the Congress government about this.
No, I think this is an expert committee report.
So what was, one second.
This report only indicts. This report only indicts the Congress.
This is ridiculous. What kind of line are you taking now?
10 years in this country.
Two months into power, you're changing your mind completely.
For 10 years.
No, 1 second.
What line have you changed?
Well, you used to criticize. You ran an election campaign criticizing this.
Criticizing what?
Lower numbers than this.
Criticizing what?
Rangarajan has actually made it.
Please tell me, what did we criticize?
You criticized these unrealistic poverty level lines, and you used to say that people can't eat. Ispe kya kitna khana milta hai? Now you are saying it's an expert committee report. You're refusing to reject it. Sanjay Jha?
It is an expert committee report.
So,
it's an expert committee report. We will have to examine. I've gone through this report. This is some 78-page report. There are. This is an indictment of the Congress rule.
You mean to tell me?
It talks about according to this report.
I'll tell you what according to this.
No, according to this report, the poverty ratio has remained almost the same. After 10 years, it's because of poor growth, because of poor distribution of wealth.
Sir, is 47
so it's the Congress
rupees,
party which must explain.
Is 47 rupees a poor joke? Ambika Soni says stop playing the poor joke. You came to power saying we won't play the same poor joke. Now I'll tell you what the poor joke is. I'm giving you half a tomato, a little bit of rice, right? About 1 potato, right? A bunch of flour, atta, 1 egg, 2 slices of bread, 100 milliliters of milk,
ridiculous,
half an onion, and maybe 2-3 spoons of refined oil, and nothing else to live on. Even if I take the calorie count of all of this, Mr. Narasimha Rao, I have calculated this, our research team has calculated it, and the amount comes as 1,813 calories. So the economists will say, what are you complaining about? You're getting, one second. You're getting enough food. I'm not getting enough food. I'm getting 1,800 calories. No adult man can live on 1,800 calories. 1 second, sir, and let me tell you more.
No
money for medicines.
That's not correct.
No money for medicines, house.
No. These estimates are based on rural calories of 2,155
Sir,
kilocalories.
are you sounding like the Congress party used to 4 months back?
No, I'm not justifying. I'm talking
Sir, but how can you do such a U-turn?
I'm expert on the subject myself. I think there is no U-turn.
So you were doing drama 3 months back?
Estimates based on consumption expenditure, whether this is the right way to measure poverty.
Okay, no. So fine. You are telling me today. No, 1 second. 1 second. So you are telling me today that instead of giving 1 second. See, I have given
poverty.
Out of the 46 rupees I am spending 10 rupees and 50 paisa on tur dal and moong dal. You are telling me today that tur dal and moong dal are luxurious caviar type items. Give the people something a little rough. Don't give them expensive stuff like tur dal and moong dal. They can fill their calories having pure sugar perhaps. Right?
No. This is based on nutritional. Now, this report talks about nutritional requirements of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats.
So your argument is that people should not. No, your argument is
normative requirements.
What is the luxury item I have put in this? I have made this diet chart. You tell me what is the luxury item there?
No, Arnab, I think you have to be, I'm not justifying.
What is the luxury
item? The method of estimation of poverty itself is possibly fraught with risks. But this is...
You are saying that poor people should not have 1 egg.
You find that normative requirements of nutrition have been included in this.
What is normative? Don't use highfalutin English with me, sir.
Proteins and fats.
So it's Sanjay Jha, please. Don't use highfalutin English. Sanjay Jha, he's effectively cannibalized the Congress party argument.
This is based on the report. I'm only reading from the report.
Fine.
But I'm not
4 months back,
I would like to remind Mr. Rao, since Mr. Rao... Okay, let him finish. I'll come
go on,
I would like Sanjay Jha to explain why the poverty ratios have remained almost at the same level after 10 years in power.
Mr. Rao, I can only explain to you
when
you take a deep breath and be silent while I speak. Okay, the point number one, let me tell you, since you talked of an expert committee, Mr. Rao, I think you should have some respect for the late Mr. Suresh Tendulkar, who was an outstanding economist and did some excellent research work on poverty.
You seem to have no respect for him. That's the reason you set up a committee. You are questioning Dr. Manmohan Singh. Dr. Rangarajan was the chairman of your own
Mr. Rao, will you keep quiet? Mr. Rao, will you kindly listen? Point number two. You are not aware of a basic economic rationale behind the poverty line. I'll tell you what the rationale is. Because you're misleading the viewers on news hour right now. This is a typical BJP propaganda strategy. The norm is determined
this is the report that is available online. You can read it.
Internationally. Let me explain to you. Let me explain to you.
Sir, it's not a report, it's a joke.
Purchasing power parity. That means what a dollar buys in America, what the same amount can buy in India. That was the basis on which Mr. Tendulkar had formed his report, and based on which we said that 140 million people came out of poverty between 2004 and 2011. Let me explain to you. Now the Rangarajan committee report, 1 minute. Since you complained about what the Congress-led UPA did last year, when we claimed that we had lifted 140 million people out of poverty based on the Tendulkar committee report, we had already set up the Rangarajan committee report. Now let me tell you, if the 32 urban has become 47, and if rural 27 has become 32, and the number of people below poverty line by this yardstick is 29.1%, why are you against it is my first question. Because if India has to show to the world, because every country has a certain benchmark for defining poverty. Otherwise, how will the country know whether you have actually reduced poverty or not? And number two, when you target your subsidies and your welfare
don't get complicated arguments. Is this number a bad number or a good number, Sanjay?
No, 1 minute.
The reality
Sanjay, you can't have it both ways.
Arnab, 1 minute.
Sanjay, you can't have it both ways. You can't have, no, 1 second. Let's get the economists in, let's get Meghnad Desai and Swami into the debate. Let's get Meghnad Desai and Swami into the debate. Swami is getting restless right now. 1 second. 1 second, Jen. 1 minute.
Can we stop this political grandstanding? Can we stop this political grandstanding for a minute?
Yeah.
Since 1971, we have measured poverty on grams of calories.
Yeah.
Every 5 years.
Yeah.
Tendulkar improved it a little bit, but calories remain basic thing.
Yeah.
Now, all Rangarajan has done, he has upgraded, and these numbers are for 2011-12. They are not for today.
Okay,
Today's prices are way much higher.
Yeah.
So these are 2011-12 numbers. They are not today's numbers.
No.
47 or 32.
No.
But the real point is,
so they fail the calorie
not
test.
whether this number is high or low.
This
but
number fails the calorie test.
Even at this low number, listen, even at this low number, 36 crore people are poor. That is the tragedy.
No, that's not the issue.
Tragedy is not
that's not the argument, sir. No,
what you are saying, what you are saying, Arnab, listen to me. What you are saying that if slightly more generous or adequate standards were taken, that is a 50 rupees per person,
sir, then
the poverty would be 50 crore people.
Sir,
half the country is poor.
Sir, may I submit?
We know that. The problem is that to call them BPL,
sir, may I submit? Sir, may I submit? Sir, 1 second.
Give them entitlements.
May I have the pleasure of taking on Lord Desai?
Arnab, this is important.
Rangarajan has done what everybody does. He has honestly tried to measure the poverty level. Now, if you don't like it, declare everybody poor.
Okay, Swami.
Declare everybody poor.
There's no guarantee that you will know who are you really targeting.
Declare everybody poor.
Swami.
The poverty definition issue.
Gentlemen, can Swami hear me? I just want to get Swami into the debate. Swami, can you hear me? Sanjay Jha, just a minute.
People who are suffering from extreme poverty. You see, end of day, welfare needs to target those who are under extreme poverty. If you are able to just increase the size of
why are you guys making it so complicated?
Target those who already need.
No, 1 second, Sanjay. Sanjay, why are you making it so? Sanjay, 1 minute, Sanjay.
It's not complicated. There are those at the bottom of the pyramid who need to be targeted more than anybody else. So if you're going to keep increasing the benchmark, that widens the the number of people.
That's not even an argument.
Fair enough.
No.
But the reality is that those who really need the government welfare and assistance may never be actually focused upon. I'm telling you, that is the real challenge in defining poverty.
Yeah, you know
I don't know what
should I make it a little simpler?
That is a real economic.
Sanjay, can I make it a little simpler if you allow me, Meghnad Desai? 1 sec. I'll make it a little simpler.
Yeah.
Swami,
Yeah.
Swami, can I get your attention, please? Swami?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry to keep you waiting, Swami. You see, the question is, Swami, is it Meghnad Desai?
Let me give my point of view.
Okay, you give your point of view. Give your point of view first, sure.
Poverty, if all poverty lines are subjective. Tendulkar is a good man, he has a poverty line. Arnab Goswami now wants an Arnab Goswami line. Arnab wants to be the person who lays on the poverty line. He has a right to his point of view. It is no better than any other point of view. I think that's the first thing I want to say.
Right.
Second thing I want to say is that the World Bank has one line for extreme poverty and one line for moderate poverty. I think in India, instead of just trying to desperately squeeze all points of view together, let us stick to the Tendulkar line of $1.25 a day as being extreme poverty line. Let us have a new poverty line, the moderate poverty line, which is closer to the World Bank norm of $2 a day, well above the existing one, which will probably be closer to the Arnab Goswami line.
No.
So let us have two separate lines
Swami,
for different purposes.
Swami, why
and you can say that, why do we need a poverty line?
44.
On the one hand, we need it for comparison
closer to the Rangarajan
over the past.
committee.
On the other hand, we need it for perhaps some entitlements. So if you, for entitlements, you want to have a moderate poverty and not extreme poverty, it is a perfectly legitimate way of going about it. So let's abandon the idea of only one poverty line and keeping on changing that.
Swami, can I just take on Swami and Meghnad Desai? By the way, two gentlemen I greatly respect. I think both of them think I am very unreasonable. I am very unreasonable with politicians, but not always on these issues. 1 second, gentlemen. Let's look at it very first. First, I have an issue with semantics. First, I have an issue with semantics. Then let us say to hell with the poverty line. Don't go to an election saying we lifted so many people above the poverty line, we brought so many people under the poverty line, above the poverty line, etc. Let's do away with the semantics, right? That's point number one. My second point, Meghnad Desai, is this. Please explain to me, since you are defending this so strongly, what is the rationale behind the calculation in the Rangarajan report? Because I cannot fathom that in an Indian prison, 1 second, in a prison in India, an inmate is assured of the basic calorie intake and non-vegetarian food once a week. But a common man in this country is given 47 rupees in a city and 32 in a village, which does not even allow him to meet the basic calorie intake. By our estimate, the person is almost 600 to 700 calories short of the intake. So are you saying to me today, Meghnad Desai, that a person compared to somebody in a prison, you should be starving and happy about it because you'll still be above the poverty line?
I'm making no normative judgment about all. As Swami said, Tendulkar fixed a certain thing, $1.25. Listen to me, right? You asked me a question, listen to me.
I asked you about a prisoner.
I'll go.
I asked you about a prisoner, Meghnad Desai.
But can you please, see, Dadabhai Naoroji made this point 125 years ago, that prisoners in India were better fed and better housed than the common man. It's in poverty and un-British rule in India. That is not true. That is because the state has responsibility for prisoner not dying. The state has no responsibility for the common man not dying. That is a tragedy.
No, please.
Now,
That's quite cruel.
We genuinely have lots and lots of poor people, and what the government is trying to do, as Swami said, for discussing entitlements, try and cut it off at some reasonable, not very reasonable point. So 360 million they say is below poverty line. Actually, it may be 650 million. I think we should forget about all these calorific counts and do what the European Union does, which says that take the median income and anybody less than half the median income is poor.
No, but that's not what we are saying. We call it a poverty line. We use this to bandy things about. My question to Swaminathan Iyer is this. Swami, Swami, you know, Swami, just a quick question. I'm coming. I want to get Swami. I'm getting the line on and off with him. Swami, just tell me one thing. This question comes from many of our viewers. Given that this report is declaring, therefore, that if you have 47 rupees per day, you are, if not wealthy, you are certainly not poor. I want to ask you, Swami, what does this calculation mean, apart from sending out a message that you can spend all your money on food, not including water, for basic survival, and you can forget all about shelter, clothing, other basic necessities, even toothpaste and shaving cream? What is a person supposed to do about that? How is that counted?
I have to say, first of all, your calculations are wrong. You are not taking into account that Jayalalitha gives 20 kilos of rice free to every family.
No, why should I?
A large number of people are getting wheat at 1 rupee. I'm sorry, your calculations do not
you're saying because Jayalalitha, tomorrow Jayalalitha stops giving the free rice?
The public funding has to be factored in when you calculate the expenditures.
If you have 400 grams of rice and 100 grams of dal a day, you are getting 2000 calories. For that, in Tamil Nadu, if your rice is free and your dal is about 5 rupees,
Tamil Nadu,
that's all it costs for... No, all of it is different in different states. Some states are giving it at 1 rupee. Several states are giving rice at 1 rupee. Some people are giving wheat at 1 rupee. Some people are giving rice or wheat at 2 rupees. This is what has to be taken into account in the first instance. To look at the meal in a dhaba is absolutely no way of looking at it. Because the man who is eating in a dhaba is not a typical Indian.
So the
typically
person
a migratory man earning a large sum and sending some home. If the same migratory man gets his family over, he stops eating at a dhaba, and if he's then getting his rations or even half his rations at the ration price, the actual cost of living comes down very dramatically.
Swami, may I ask you one thing? I must tell you this. You know, you consider me, by the way, Swami, I am flattered by your attempt to flatter me with some Arnab Goswami line of poverty. I would consider that too much of a burden on my shoulders.
You're making the calculations yourself.
But let me tell you something. No, I believe I'll now follow the Swaminathan Iyer model. Swaminathan Iyer model is
Arnab Goswami line of prosperity.
No. For 1 second, Swaminathan Iyer model is go by what institutes are saying. So I say National Institute of Nutrition, which set the requirement for members of a reference group consisting of Indian males of the age group 18 to 29 years with normal body mass index and a weight of only 60 kilograms. Not some Pahalwan Swami, right? Engaged in sedentary work, not some active work, at 2,320 calories per day. Therefore, the 2,300 to 2,400 calories per day provides the benchmark for the required calorie intake for a representative Indian. Not in, right? Now, I have taken this calculation, Swami, of Mr. Rangarajan and found out that if I have basic amount of tur dal, moong dal, rice, flour, potato, half a tomato, and 1 spoon of sugar and 1 egg, I get 1,800 and...1 second. I get 1,813 calories. So I don't get enough calories. I have no food, no house to live in. I have no medicines to buy. I can't afford clothes. I can't buy a new pair of socks. And God forbid, if I fall sick, I'll have to go begging for medicines. But if I ask the economists, they will tell me, listen,
that is the reality.
Jayalalitha, no, then reflect the reality.
That's the reality of poverty in India.
Yeah, but then why are we getting a fake?
Like that. What are you complaining about?
No, but why are we getting
poverty?
But then why is Rangarajan throwing a fake reality?
Can I explain that?
Why is Rangarajan throwing a fake reality?
Arnab, let me explain that. You see what the Rangarajan committee report is talking about is extreme poverty. And let me tell you, when you look what he's mentioned today as well, is you got to look at it as a household of 5. So for example, if you take this rupees per capita per person, you see that for the urban household, it comes to, I think, approximately rupees 7,035 for a family of 5. And for the rural is 4,730 odd rupees. Now the point that we need to understand, Arnab, and this is crucial because we're having a serious discussion.
No, 1 second.
This is for below the poverty line. Let me tell you, 1 minute.
You've already lost one election. Now you're saying that 7,000 rupees for a family of 5 in a city is enough for food, water, medicines,
I'm just explaining
education,
to you where we were coming
everything.
from.